Nvidia Jason Huang. Jason Huang just met Xi Jinping. It's a good friend to Xi Jinping and also good friend to Trump. And so that's why China thinks, and there's nothing to lose for Chinese people.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Kevin Rosenquist. As always, I am joined by Jason Ho with Techlium. Jason, welcome back. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. You look great today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. As do you.
I have a new style.
Well, yeah, I'm growing out the old facial hair. So see how that works for me.
So finally decide to grow up.
When did I decide to grow up? Is that what you said?
Finally decide to grow up.
I don't know about that. Let's not go nuts, Jason. All right, I'm not going that far. All right. So today we're going to talk about tariffs. Obviously, tariffs is very, big issue right now. You can't go to any news source without hearing something about tariffs. But something kind of crazy happened in the last few days. Can you tell us what transpired?
I think last few days and everyone didn't notice, and China and the U.S. reached agreement on the tariff issues. And from Trump's side, he declared it's a big win for the U.S. because China following the U.S. demand to open the China market. This is a good win to U.S. business. It's a good win to U.S. economy. So Trump declared it's a full win from the U.S. side. China also declared this is a big win because China said they didn't change anything, they didn't promise anything, they didn't agree on anything, but the U.S. just withdrew the tariffs on China. So China declared this is a big win. So when one event you have both sides claim this is a big win, definitely this is a lot of things happening behind.
Who won, do you think?
That's the interesting part. And from the Trump point of view, definitely he won't, because you can check in news media, no matter people like Trump or people against Trump, and probably people think this development is very positive because people doesn't need to worry about the tariff anymore. And you look at stock market also, they have very positive response and looks like a Trump won. But that's what China needs. And talk about China, what China needs. China needs the more control around the world. That's the communist position from the beginning. So after the discussion with Trump, and this is a very important example, like the May 15th, supposed to be the end of the Biden administration. They put sanction on China AI development. So May 15th will be the deadline for the Biden sanctions. And Trump declared he's going to put a more stronger, more stiffer and regulation on China for the AI chips after the May 15th. But since China and the US agree on the tariffs, so Trump said, and he's going to punish anyone if they use or give sanction on everyone if they use Huawei AI chip. And that would be it. In the Biden administration, there's a very clear definition what can be delivered to China on AI and what can be support to China on their AI development. It's very clear definitions. There are rule regulations, but it comes to Trump, everything becoming very simple. Just one word. You cannot use Huawei AI chip. And so China, I think that is a big win. But the public will feel very strange. And China still lose the opportunity to use Huawei, and Huawei is very important. And why China think and that way? This is something, and the Chinese strategy is very hard for Westerner to understand.
Waiting for the thunder to stop. So does China care that Trump is saying no one can use the Huawei chip? Does that affect them in any way?
Yeah, definitely, this is very critical for China. Huawei is a symbolic company for China. And probably 20 years ago, no one knows what is Huawei. We talk about Huawei, people would stare at you while they are talking about. We never heard this word. Now Huawei becoming a household name, and maybe pronunciation will be different. The Chinese will say Huawei, American pronunciation will be more American style, but everyone eventually, in quick second, they will understand what Huawei it is. So 20 years passed, and this is a very different situation. Everyone knows Huawei. Everyone worry about Huawei. So, and definitely, and when China make a video talk about the Chinese position on tariff, they use Huawei CEO, and they use Huawei as a symbol represent China. So this is a very, very important company. It's a symbolic company for China. Maybe Huawei business is not direct tie to China economy, or Huawei and the revenue is not direct tie to the success of the Communist Party. But the Huawei symbol, if there's some scratch or some limitation, and scratch on Huawei's name, limitations on Huawei's product, and definitely, and they will affect China and on the surface. But why China declares that's such a big win? That's a very interesting situation. That will connect to a company called the G42, a company, I'm not sure the headquarters, but as I know, this company is very active in the Arabian world. This company caught a lot of attention from the U.S. intelligence community because this company, not only Huawei invests this company, but also and these companies and associates, and there's a famous name called Dark Matters. Dark Matter, this company, they hire so many former and intelligence officers, directors, advisors from the Western intelligence agencies. So this is a very powerful, influential, also effective company which threatening the intelligence infrastructure around the world. And so when China and concerned about Huawei, and when Trump put the limitation on Huawei, looks like this is a huge concern for China. But strangely, very strangely, Trump allowed G42 to buy 1 million to 1.5 million, the most advanced NVIDIA AI chip. Allowed the G42 to buy 1 to 1.5 million AI chip. Probably people doesn't understand what does that mean. So we have big companies, Google and Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, all those companies adding together the AI chip they have, and for all those years and the procurement, less than 1.5 million chips. Oh, less than all those companies. But the G42, just one order, single order, going to buy 1.5 million AI chips. And this transaction is between the G42 and Nvidia. I don't see the relevance very much related to the American, especially like us, for taxpayers. This is not our business. This is a billionaire's transaction. This is a Huawei and Nvidia transaction, nothing to do to us. But for China, everyone knows G42 is Huawei. Every Chinese knows G42 is Huawei. So when China and news anchor talk about the tariff war, they didn't mention the Huawei, and the Trump said sanction or limitation on Huawei AI chip. But other than that, they focus on the G42 because everyone knows this is a Huawei name outside China. So talk about the big win for the G42, and the Trump support G42 to buy 1.5 up to 1.5 million AI, the most advanced AI chip from our own people. The Nvidia Jason Huang. Jason Huang just met Xi Jinping. It's a good friend to Xi Jinping and also good friend to Trump. And so that's why China thinks, and there's nothing to lose for Chinese people. And this is even better before, and China cannot get the AI chip from outside. No, they can get whatever they want. So this is the reality.
Does China feel, did China give anything up really? I mean, like, because in what you're saying then is that if this G24 is still able to buy all these chips, I mean, if it's still Huawei, did they truly give anything up?
When we say, everyone says Trump is a very good businessman. He is very good at doing business. But
I would agree with
I know maybe you have a different idea about the Trump ability to business, but I think there's a lot of people talk about the Trump is a businessman, very good in business. He like to deal with business, but what you mentioned, does China lose everything? And I would say we see the China development for past 3 decades. I think everyone knows China is horrible businessman. It's not only good, but horrible, also terrifying businessman and they can do whatever to win the business. So when China declared there's a win as a business point of view, as a Chinese businessman point of view, and especially from the communist mentality, definitely, and what they gain is much more than what they lose. And China is more concerned about reality. So we look at China and the U.S. for the tariff negotiation. And who do the negotiation? So it's very interesting. Nvidia, Jensen Huang, represent the China side. Don't feel strange? This is Nvidia. This is a U.S. company. This is an AI company. Trump proudly talk about it. This AI company occupied worldwide 99% AI market, 99%. There's no monopoly issue. There's no talent issue. There's no control issue. There's no unfair business issue. Trump's so proud of it. This AI company take 99% of worldwide AI market. But this company, CEO is representing China when negotiated China-US tariff. Do you feel strange? So G42 and buy and Nvidia 1.5 million chip. Who is the winner? Who is the winner? Who wins? Is China wins or the US win? And the most awkward part, who represent the US for the tariff discussion? It's a person from the same hometown as Jensen Huang. I suspect then they are relatives because they speak the same dialect. They speak Taiwanese. They don't speak Chinese. They speak and the same dialect as Taiwanese. And so this person represent Trump, represent the U.S. and negotiate the U.S. and China and the tariff issues. So as American, I was born in Taiwan, definitely, and I cannot say too much. It's good things. It's all Taiwanese negotiate one side to another, represent the U.S. and China. But I think for American, I think you have to think hard and think carefully. Such important matters. The U.S. and China on the trade on the tariff, such important matters. And one person from Taiwan and Taiwanese and represent China and Nvidia CEO. One person from the same hometown, probably they are relative or they know each other for a long time, and represent the U.S. and focus on the U.S. interest from the same hometown. So U.S. and China matters has been decided by two people know each other for long from the same hometown, which they are not pure American. Don't you feel strange? And in America, when I was young, I studied in the Penn State University. There are so many interesting courses, but I've been told I couldn't enroll those courses. Even I immigrated, becoming and naturalized, become American, and they told me I couldn't because they need a second generation American, third generation American to in those cases and those classes. And for the U.S. and China tariff discussions, involve so much national interest and so much about the national and security matters. And you have someone, and actually Ruth is not from the U.S. It's more close to Taiwan than America, more close to China than America. You have those two people negotiate such an important thing between the China and the U.S. So, and from China point of view, as very good business point of view, I think probably that will show and who is winner, who is the loser.
Well, interesting stuff. We are out of time for today, but we're going to do a part 2 of this one. We're going to continue to talk tariffs, Jason and I. Jason, it was great to see you again. Thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to continuing this conversation.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.